Although Irene did not pack as much of a punch as she did in St. Croix, the rain and wind still caused havoc for many in St. Thomas. In Fortuna, WAPA and innovative crews were out before the storm fully hit after a pole went down sometime before 3 p.m. The downed pole knocked out power for much of the western section of the island. Eventually, the gusts, which topped off at about 41 miles per hour in St. Thomas, proved to be too much for WAPA, knocking out power for much of the island.
The weather was not one where they could work safely when the storm came through. So for the safety of the employee, you have to pull them out of the field, and some of them have to fight to get them out of the field because they want to get the power onto the customers, but it's not safe to work with the hard rain and winds that were coming down.
By Monday morning, about 65% of St. Thomas's power was up and running, while St. John saw about 90% restored. St. Croix, though, is still a work in progress.
And if need be, I'll send crews from St. Thomas over to St. Croix, but we'll assess that as the day goes and see what kind of trouble we get. And we get a rush when you have a storm. This is what we live for, to get power back on to people. So we're ready to go. We're amped up and everybody's out there working.
Seaports territory-wide were closed down by the U.S. Coast Guard Sunday but reopened Monday morning. Meanwhile, remnants of Irene were still evident in the Charlotte-Amalie Harbor, where the waves pounded everything in its way. Folks who were making their way off island were able to breathe a sigh of relief. Both the King and Rolston airports reopened Monday, making way for scheduled flights to resume. Governor John DeYoung Jr. says he was pleased with the response of local emergency teams, but knows that there are some improvements that need to be made.
The continuous meetings that we have in terms of everyone doing an assessment to make sure that we're prepared and anticipatory helps. The dry runs we have with the various staff help us tremendously. So I think they're little things, but those are major items with respect to quality of life. Being able to address our special needs, our shelters, the sandbag distributions, and the road situation are the primary issues. And I think altogether, for the next one, we'll even do better. But I think overall, our community is well prepped.
Natafa Romaine, News 2.